Hello and welcome back with another Jack and Daxter 100% race, this time between Mikell and RBSPstreams. I'm the Mr. War, and joining me is Asloff. How are we doing?
Yo, doing well.
Fantastic, glad to hear it. So as I say, we've got another 100% race coming up. I believe this is another Redemption Road race, and we have both runners with us. Mikell, how are you feeling?
Not too bad. I've been practicing a lot the past few days.
Is there anything in particular you've been practicing?
Well, pretty much all of the last 2/3 of the game.
I was going to say, this isn't Redemption Road. That's my apologies there. I made that mistake. This is round 3 match. RBSP, how you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good. It's getting pretty late, so this should be fun. But yeah, besides that, I'm good.
Is that you good? And, well, I don't think there's really anything else, unless you've got anything else to add, Asloff?
Nope.
All right, we'll get the race underway. Get yourselves ready in race time. You guys know when to start. When that timer hits 0. Good luck to both runners.
Alrighty.
Weird seeing them start at different spots.
Screens.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what is the standard one the way that Mikell was doing it, or the way RBSP is?
It's gonna be whether you're on PS2 or open goal. So Reese, RBSP plays on open goal, so he does it from new game, in the menu. And Mike is on PS2, so he has to load up the 0% file in Geyser, and then pull up the memory card so the autosave disabled screen pops up, and that's when PS2 runs start.
Okay, that's good to know. Here they both are going through Geyser Rock at the moment. Relatively similar pace, which you should really be expecting. A 9-minute PB difference between the two runners, but as we've seen across multiple games and events here at CCG, PB means nothing in a race. So,
yeah, very true. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Mike comes ahead just from cleaner movement.
yeah, we can see that even now. Like, Mike has just have a little bit of an advantage there. And you can just see it from just the slight angles on their movement.
Yeah, both guys were pretty well done though. Not many mistakes.
But that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Yeah, Reese being a true friend here by adding subtitles to their gameplay.
Yes, we love subtitles. Sometimes the NPC's got some weird accent. You can't even tell some of the words they're saying.
Yeah, like the farmer or the guy in the swamp.
A farmer who just mumbles everything.
Yeah, mumbles. And he goes about, gotta milk them your cows.
Gotta milk those yak cows, and he never does.
Never ever milks them.
I think Reese just caught up by loads.
Yeah, that's one of the things you'll notice as well, is playing on console, you do have the issue of loads. Because loads are not consistent on console, no matter what game you play when you go back to even as far as the PS3 era. Sometimes your console just needs a little bit more work for it.
Yeah, and even despite the load difference, PS2 does have a couple tricks it can do the open goal can't, so it's going to be faster in the long run.
Yep. Absolutely. One of which we will see shortly, which hopefully we'll see shortly, which is the Fisherman cutscene skin.
Yeah, and then Mike's gonna have better fish throughout the fish mini games because there's like a fish manip done on PS2 where you do the mirrors for fish and it gives you better fish. For some reason, it doesn't work on open goal.
Yeah, I think that's something to do with how the ISO gets recompiled. It must be, because that's the only reason I can think of that it would do it.
Yeah, I don't even know if they identified in the code what causes that.
Again, for those that are new here or aren't aware or just have no idea what they're watching, welcome to Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Video game came out in 2002 on the PlayStation 2. One runner is playing on console, and one is playing on what is called Open Goal, and this is where a development team have created basically its own launcher to have the game ported across for PC. So providing you actually own the game and can put the ISO onto your PC, you can run it for Open Goal. One of the benefits are slightly better textures, faster load times, but it does also mean that you miss out on some of the original stuff because we just can't work out why.
Looks like Barg answered it. Barg is one of the Open Goal developers, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't perfectly mimic PS2 RNG. So this is one of the people that made Open Goal, or helped with Open Goal.
I hope I'm right about that. I know Barg is at least modded a bunch with Open Goal.
So funny enough, I did my first Open Goal playthrough the other day. Missing on that ledge there. One of the main people just helped out here. There, that, as far as I'm concerned, you helped out. You're one of the main people. Yeah, I did my first Open Goal 100% the other day. Not as a speed run, just as a casual. And oh my goodness, even comparing it to like my old PS2 or even the PS3 Trilogy Edition, it just feels so much smoother.
I thought the PS3 version was pretty nice.
The controls are a bit janky in comparison.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it looks not too many hiccups so far as they go through FJ. They're both. Reese is still close behind Mike, but I think the difference is growing.
Yeah, I think with every section, that lead is going to grow just by a little bit, and that's just going to be down to the cleaner movement. Now, this is where PB does make a bit of a difference, but all it takes is for one mistake from Mike, and Reese has a perfect chance.
Yeah, just one mistake, and then Reese has a chance to catch up.
Is RB personal best with cutscene skips? There's no separate category for with or without for this game. 100%.
On Open Gold there is, but these are PBs without cutscene skips because they are comparable to PS2 PBs, and that is the format of the race. You're not allowed to skip cutscenes in this tournament.
Yo, I've just... Actually, I won't say anything just in case I spoil anything.
Don't spoil the script.
Well, no, it's not the script, actually. Do you know what? I am going to say
Yeah.
it because I was actually just trying to look up the category leaderboards for Open Goal. There's a second Open Goal listing on speedrun.com that came this year.
Yeah, it should be Jack 2 Open Goal, right?
Yeah, that wasn't there like 2 weeks ago when I last checked. Pretty sure.
Yeah, so they've been developing Jack 2 ever since they finished Jack 1, and they just sort of preemptively made made it on speedrun.com in case, just so like no one else would do it.
That makes sense. Because I know obviously when I put Open Goal in, there was like a load of stuff in the files for Jack 2, because I knew obviously it was development. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
whether seeing the speedrun listing was an excuse to start getting hyped.
Yeah, it's no secret that they're still in development of Jack 2, but there is no set date of when it will be finished.
Do you know, this is one of the things as a kid, like, you know, as a kid when I played this game, I looked at all the cutscenes, you know, I'm a big fan of the lore of Jack and Daxter. You know, and all that fun stuff. But even as a kid, I knew I had to go do these mirrors things, but I never really understood what I was doing with them. I think I spent 40 minutes trying to connect mirrors, and 20 minutes of that was realizing that I then needed to connect mirrors.
Yeah, they're not the most intuitive. They do got the arrow thing.
No, I mean as in realizing I could interact with the mirrors in the first place.
Oh, right, yeah.
There are two types of good fish to catch. 1 pound fishies.
Yeah, Mike
5
got
pound
the
fishies.
dialogue skip the fisherman, which you do by pausing the game right after the mirror cutscene closest to it. It always skips the closest cutscene to you or starts playing the dialogue, and then if you if you hit the start of the cutscene before the dialogue finishes, then the cutscene will skip once the dialogue finishes. So he just uses the time to collect orbs. Yeah, this lead might grow pretty big if Mike gets good enough fish.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Here we are, coming up to nearly 150 for Mikell, meaning we should be getting close to Mike's eel phase.
Yeah, good fish on PS2 will finish before eel phase. If he finishes in eel phase, that's kind of average.
Here comes a big one. You did it!
You did it! You caught 200 pounds of fish!
Here's the powers that I promised. And you can use
R.I.P.
my boat ability
fisherman
now,
voice actor.
whenever you like.
Did he pass away?
Yeah, I think within the year.
No way.
See if Mike gets mirror cutscene skip. He does not. You want to do a pause buffer with triangle instead of the HUD, and then you could skip that mirror cutscene. It makes sense because although it's kind of a hidden feature, during the mirror cutscene for each individual mirror, you can press like either triangle or X, and you'll skip like first half of them, and it just goes like to the back half of the animation or whatever. So if you skip the start of the last mirror cutscene and pause in the same frame, you'll be able to skip the whole cutscene and just save and load. Looks like Reese doesn't go for it, and Mike fails it.
Oh, you're right, November 2022.
Mike gets the muse, no problem.
That's something I can't understand, because I thought, you know what, well, when I was doing it, I was saying, let's see how fast I can do, like, the beginning part of the game. And that muse, I just have no idea why. I just couldn't, like, it took way too long to catch it.
It's just the path you approach it in, and just it's pretty much the path you approach him at. And then, like, once you've done it, like, handful of times, it just becomes so much easier. And Mike had fast enough movement, so Misty, so he's able to get a really fast cycle with these Zeppelins. So he's on really good pace in Misty right now.
In answer to the question who asked, is that 141 with cutscene skipped? No, that is a no cutscene skip.
See if Reese gets the fast cycle, or if he even goes for it. Oh yeah, he gets the lurk in midair. It's really nice.
Smooth. So what's your favourite part of Hub 1?
It's tied between Misty and Sentinel. They're both not the most difficult, but when you just get into a groove and then all the movement just goes well and it feels really nice. They're pretty consistent levels too. You don't have to worry about much RNG.
Here we see Mikell grabbing the arena orb. I almost called it a star. The cell is not even an orb. Oh my goodness. I went from Mario to the wrong part of Jack. First, by jumping down from above and then skipping the entire ambush. Now, we do mention this a lot every time it happens. Look how many moves these guys have. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. For those that are new here, there is actually a little ambush fight against waves of enemies, which completely gets skipped in this stage.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty heavy sequence break because you go up to the cannon pretty quickly, and it's not even that difficult to do. And then you just drop down to the ambush cell before you even near the ambush. And then you get the orbs in the ambush without triggering the ambush itself.
Yeah, and can confirm, even as a casual player, very easy to do.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to do it also. Also, if I'm being more specific, that boosted into the ground pound that breaks the fly is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Those are always like some of the most satisfying parts of a run.
And I think it's less than an oversight from the devs and more that, these games were made before speedrunning was really a thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to tell me in 2002, 2000, even up to 2005, oh yeah, I'm gonna start speedrunning a game, I'd ask you what you've been drinking.
Yeah, it's definitely understandable they kind of overlooked how people would like try and skip parts of the game, but it's just interesting how that was probably like the easiest one to skip.
But then also when you say there are things to skip, there's also ridiculously difficult parts of this game that I think unless you know how to move fast, you can't even get casually. And I'm talking about those orbs in Hub 2.
Which orbs?
The vent orbs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Rock Village vent orbs, or even the power cell in Hub 3.
Yeah, the Rockville Gen Orbs, it's kind of like the Muse, where it's pretty difficult casually. And then you speedrun it like 10 times, and then it's not a problem from there.
Yeah, so maybe the devs just put something easy in like this in Misty Island, knowing that, well, have fun with this next bit.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense to put the easier parts in Hub 1.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment.
Oh, it's kind of like an Uncle cutscene sync. Although I think it's because Reese is doing the Uncle and Mare in reverse order.
My word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a...
I also love how the uncle just kind of has the weirdest mutton chop moustache.
Would you be kind enough?
Like, it's a hair choice, you know?
It looks cool, I think.
It looks cool,
Yeah.
but it's choice.
He's got the monocle too.
Yep.
The adventure Kane, and he's just doesn't do anything.
The proper old school British accent as well.
Yep.
Yep.
I hope you put this hard-earned power cell to good use. Cheerio, ta-ta, bye-bye.
Cheerio, ta-ta, bye-bye. Yep, we know Mike forgot to turn on his subtitles. It's a sad day for all.
I can't believe he didn't mod the ISO file and then burn into a disc to play on his PS2 with the subtitles.
Does the PS2... No, the PS2 version didn't have subtitles, did it? No, it did.
It didn't.
No, it was the PS3 version that had subtitles. I think.
Does any of the Jack ones have subtitles besides Open Goal? I didn't think so.
There aren't any subtitles in the Precursor Legacy Naughty Dog, so they didn't want them to get in the way of the movie-like experience.
Your face when you watch movies with subtitles all the time.
Uh-huh.
That's fair.
So yeah, it's just 2 and 3 that had subtitles.
I can't imagine if they like allowed cutscene skips. Is that the reason why they didn't let you skip cutscenes?
Probably for the movie-like experience, yeah.
But what about on multiple replays? Naughty Dog, come on.
Look, are you telling me that you don't just go watch a movie and then instantly go, hey, I'm going to watch it again? You don't want to put subtitles on. Look, I dated a deaf girl for a while. I know that.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the cutscene skips. Like, they could add them to PS2. Yeah. Quite a bit of improvement for the speedrun.
Well, I suppose if you found like a cheap £1 PS2 game that you didn't mind, or $1, whatever currency you're using, wherever you are, you didn't mind losing it, you could just burn over it, right?
Yeah. But like speedrun boards.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't like it. That's not how CDs, DVDs work, Mr. Wah. They did in my household. For legal reasons, that's a joke. And I know we're going quite off topic. It's mainly because
Sentinel's easy.
yeah, and then they're not making any mistakes.
There's never going to be a mistake in Sentinel. Who would do that?
Yeah, I think we had one person once fall off trying to go to the egg, and that was it. DVD rewriter? I used to have one, yes. When I was a young boy. back in the final days of VHS.
I'm gonna try and calculate an exact time difference on the next power cell, I think.
I was about to say, and if you guys want to have a look at the runners' perspectives, and have a look at the splits themselves, you can do by following the runners there, on those links in the chat. If you want to follow another Jack and Daxter speedrunner, you can also follow my co-com Aslov. And if you want to follow a filthy casual at the game, you can follow me as well. Apparently I'm Seren Mew now, so...
Yeah, you're
I've
not
been
on
Seren this
screen.
whole time.
Seren is stealing your publicity or whatever. Your promotions.
Wow.
Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
I am Seren. Okay. Video gaming. I love Binny.
Here's a power cell for your valor.
You love what?
I think I love Binny. I think that's a good Seren impression.
Look, isn't that
Just
cute? It
put some
fits
terrible
George's
opinions.
mama.
Some
Or just
terrible
say some terrible
opinions.
Yeah, some terrible takes, and then everyone will think it's Seren's takes.
Whoa! Seren is getting called out by
Take this
the
little ship back to
commies.
the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
I was just saying you could put words in his mouth. If everyone thinks you're Seren.
Yeah, if everyone thinks I'm Seren, then do you know, I can't do it on the spot. Darn.
Mario's the worst game.
No, I can't. Look, I can't make anyone say that. Oh wait, no, I'm back. I'm back to my pancake. Phew.
That was a close one.
Yeah, that was a
Only
close one.
25
Imagine if
minutes.
Mr. Wah said anything bad about Mario. Whew.
Yeah, it looks like like a minute and 20 time difference.
A minute 20 is quite a big difference in Hub 1.
Yeah. Although with a 9-minute PB difference, it's not the worst.
No, but we will have both runners going on the first Zuma section. Which I'm pretty sure no matter how experienced you are on Azuma, it is easy to make mistakes.
Yeah. I think Fire King usually always goes well. Mount Pass a little less so, then Lob Tube catches people just because they don't practice it enough.
Hmm. Oh, just this movement from Mike is just so smooth.
Who awakens the oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time.
Yeah, I'm curious to see Mike's
For the true hero to return.
final Hub 1 time.
Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain. For your gift, another power
Sometimes
cell
sand over movement is be underestimated. It can be pretty tight. Like you can throw the doorways without bonking. Getting the right lines to the next place you're going is pretty hard sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I'm starting to think these runners might be good at the game.
Yeah, Mike is very good considering he has a 132. Mike competes with runners that do orbs,
Now be careful. The shield
which
will only protect you
is
from
like a
until it reaches
25-second time
500
saver
degrees, so try to
in
keep her cool.
Mountain
Flying
Pass,
over open lava will
and he doesn't
definitely
even
heat
do it
you up fast.
in any of his
Hit
attempts.
500 degrees and it's over. Over? Like burning molten metal over? The fire canyon gets pretty hot, so keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several.
I mean, also, Mike's a former world record holder for this category,
I was about
and
to.
he's held records in other categories as well. He's been around for a long time. So is Reese, but I don't think he's been as active as Mike,
Good luck.
at least in the past few years.
Because I was about to say, you are the expert in this category as the current world record holder.
Yeah, currently.
And then Mikell is third on that leaderboard.
Yep, unfortunately, we didn't get to see Piggle join, or Josh.
Sorry, I got very confused because when you mentioned Josh, I realized. So, Josh is someone that apparently I was already following before I even followed people that ran this game. And I got very, very confused when I saw them playing Jack, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I looked at all their list of like all their records. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yes, Josh has held the most Jack 1 records pretty much in just sheer quantity. Wow. Oh, Mike got a sub 30 at 1. I didn't see the exact time, but sub 30 is very good. Probably a chance to PB is still on the table.
How would you feel if not only was there a PB from Mike, but managed to regain their world record in this one?
That would be very. I'd be so impressed if you did that.
You look like a couple of capable fellows.
Considering if he doesn't go for stalagmite hops or tree hops, hopping me would probably take pretty much just like the best run I've ever seen. His sub 1 was good, but it's not probably the greatest we hope for.
If you could herd them back into their burrowing tunnels, you might just save their lives. I've got a power cell that says you can do it.
Yeah, lightning moles. We care. Maybe for 2 power cells.
Nice try. But I would be willing to part with another power cell if you two find me 90 precursor orbs for my research equipment. Fair enough?
So whilst Reese makes their way to start doing the Sage skip, and Mikell is finishing up speaking to the geologist. Remember, guys, you can check out the bracket using this command here, !bracket. You can also find the Matcherino page. Now, there is a prize pool associated to this event, currently sat at $61 and some pennies as well. If you would like to contribute to that prize pool and are able to, please consider doing so. These runners are putting this on for everyone's enjoyment, and it's good to see a bit of a prize pool associated for the winners of this event. Matcherino is very easy to use, so if you can, please do consider. Donate to the Asla Fund.
Hey, I wouldn't call it that, but also I endorse it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm saying I approve of it being that. Of course, something you'll see from Mike is Mike getting to the zoomer whilst there was still text on the screen. So what this means is when there's text on the screen, you can't interact. You can't press that circle button. So you have to kind of wait for it to disappear off. And you will have seen this in Fire Canyon as well, where they would have gone in, spawned in the wording for Fire Canyon, gone back to get those last orbs, and that's just to save on the text boxes.
Yeah, it's quite a neat trick. Mike actually getting great moles.
Yeah. Got a decent twofer as well.
Yeah, he got the double mole pretty much. Fast third mole, and then he got the fast first purple lurker. Can't call the basin quite yet. Probably the hardest parts are out the way. Missing an orb over this water isn't too big of a deal. There's a bunch of backtracking. He'll be over there with purple rings.
Yeah, someone in chat said, I can see the final match being Asloff and Mike. It will be legendary. The thing is that Asloff and Mike, if Mike does win this, they will face each other before the finals.
Yeah, but
Because then whoever loses goes to Redemption Road, and then if whoever loses then wins again, you get a rematch.
yeah, a rematch. And it, so is the first finals a best of 3, and then the grand finals is a best of 3 with the winner getting a buffer or something?
We will get confirmation of that closer to the time. Or when the boss tells us. Because I'm not sure.
I just remembered something about the finals being a best of 3, but now that I think about it, there's like a finals and then there's like grand finals after the losers match.
I believe it would be grand finals. Ree's having a real bad time with these moles. There we go.
Yeah, he gets them eventually. I actually didn't see how they started, so I can't say much.
One of the moles veered off in the wrong direction, trying to go for the twofer by the looks of things. But that's something I noticed as well, is you can have the mole pretty much go straight over the hole, but it can still sometimes just skip straight past it.
Yeah, it's definitely controllable for the most part. You want to keep at least a little bit of distance between them, and you kind of want to ham the or hold the accelerator like when they're getting close. I think the sound is supposed to like represent, you're supposed to like mimic their ability to get in the hole or something, because they're like blind and they use other senses or something.
Yo, Mike with the one cycle.
Oh, very nice. Curious to see his time out of basin. Should be a mid 39. I think that would, he'd probably still be on PB pace. If that's the case.
So finishing purple rings was 6.1 seconds ahead of PB.
Oh, he's 6 point ahead. Wow.
Yeah, loss was 25 seconds behind in Fire Canyon.
Classic. Having a ton of time saved on moles.
Whereas by the looks of things, Reese has just been on a time save. Depending on how Purple Rings finishes, losing time between getting to Purple Rings, and that's going to be because of the moles.
It was an awkward jump for Reese.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds ahead, finishing Purple Rings of their PB.
At least they're both on PB pace.
They are both on PB pace, yes. Always love saying a PB pace. you. I went from. So for those of you that have been here, known that I've been on comms when I was in America as well. In America, I have 3 monitors. So I'm trying to do the same thing of having all the runners plus our stream feed plus the CCG stream on 2 monitors now. There we go.
It's like reset of 2 cycle points.
Yeah. And even still, at 2 cycles, really good. I mean, at this level, I suppose a 2 cycles is probably expected, isn't it?
I think you could expect to see 1 cycles from someone like Reese. It's just not going to be the easiest thing. Yeah, Mike, 39-19 basing. That is extremely good.
Yep, leaving Basin 13 seconds ahead of PB. Now, just to let you guys know as well, a little thing you would have seen Mike doing would be reloading the game the moment getting the 7th scout flying. This is one of the few animation skips, cell animation skips there are in the game. I can't remember how many there are in total in 100%. I'm sure you'll be able to tell me.
Cell skips?
Yeah.
In the run there's only really 2, but no one really does the first one. And Geyser, besides maybe like me or Josh.
Thank you for saving those moles. That's awfully good of you. Here's a power cell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start comparing. I pulled up my own splits to compare Mike to my PB right now.
He started to sweat a little bit.
Just a little.
Okay, it's nice seeing as well. Like, and one of the things I like most about this game is, obviously, I've come from playing from speedrunning SM64, where you grab a star, you leave the level, you go back in. But here, there are things where you can spawn a power cell and then just come back and collect it later whilst you're in the middle of a task for another one. And we see this from Reese here, using the blue rings as the time to get the cell from the eco plants.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've never played SM64, but I have seen a decent amount of gameplay from it. I'm not in love with the idea of getting sent to the beginning of the level every time you collect a star.
Oh, then you'd love non-stop or randomizer mods.
I'm sure I would. We had a taste of it when we've done some randomizers for Jack 1. So it's not bad for small races, but I've seen people do 101 cells, and it takes a long time.
We have a chatter saying that they're late, but good luck. Well, don't worry if you are late. If you're worried about missing any of the previous runs or any of the previous runs, or missing even the start of this run, the VODs of these races do get uploaded to the CCG YouTube channel, of which you can go to youtube.com/CoolCatGang, where the VODs will be uploaded in due time. There are already some Jack and Daxter races on there, along with some of our other events, which include some Zelda showcases, SM64, and Super Mario Odyssey. Splatoon 3, I think there's some on there as well. And I'm sure there's other games that I just cannot think of off the top of my head at the moment. If I ever go off on a tangent like that, by the way, and there's something that needs to be talked about or a trick that needs to be explained, do feel free to shut me up.
You're all good. I'm just... Oh no.
That's very unfortunate. Is it the PS2 where you can have the spinner manipulation just from getting the orbs in a certain way in that section?
Yeah, that's PS2. So
Yeah.
Mike should have both of these crates broken without even losing time in the room itself.
Is that even with the death?
Yeah, they should have gotten it quite a bit before he died, and they stay broken.
So this is
Yeah,
puzzle room skip.
I was intently watching Mike because he was having a very good LPC until that death, unfortunately.
But even in that death has cost what 5-6 seconds?
I think closer to 10.
Oh really? That much?
Yeah, checkpoint is close, but yeah, it's not the closest.
So is I'm assuming the reason Mike doesn't set the full elevator going is because they're going to do a button clip.
Yep. So he's gonna do button clip, so he doesn't have to bring the pot up, and then he'll just ride the elevator at the start of LPC back to Rock Village.
Awesome.
Definitely makes for some odd routing.
But we'll be able to explain that clip as and when the runners get there.
Mike coasts through second slide like he's done it a million times. Ooh. Oh, he still gets it. That's a pretty important, like 15-second cutscene to skip. Don't really want to miss that.
Yes, so the cutscene that normally appears there is Jack and Daxter look around as the door then shuts, and then dark eco starts rising from the bottom. You know, the stereotypical PS2 gameplay era sort of style. Well, not quite a clean angle on the rollout there, but again, minimal loss there, frames almost. Reese not going for the skip. Not going for the skip, I think, is what? It's another 15 seconds on top of getting a successful first try skip.
I honestly don't know, but I'm assuming it's because he accidentally took too much damage.
Oh, he's on 1 HP. I see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mike did button clip. He just uses this tiny boost of momentum from the button rising to clip over the invisible wall, and then he gets to fall into the cell out of bounds.
Yeah, for those that are not familiar with the Jak and Daxter games, well, in Jak 1 specifically, any platform that goes up and down, even if it's like a floating platform, can be used to get some boosted altitude. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think that's one of the few times that you see that being used to actually clip out of bounds.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly it. Mike, not the greatest of LPCs, probably lost the PB pace from that.
Went from 13 seconds ahead of PB to 12.4 seconds behind PB.
Oh wow, Reese misses it, but he doesn't save it or back it up like Mike. He just accidentally hits the cutscene.
Strangely, we'll still be ahead of PB.
Yeah, and now Mike's doing fish skip. It's just a shortcut to Boggy after LBC.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss it though with the current button clip route, you do lose a lot of time because the only checkpoint you have is at the very start of Rock Village, which is a long way from Boggy.
Yeah.
So it's very important that runners don't die during fish skip.
Yeah, because of you skipping all the cutscenes before and after and early on, the entrance to Boggy is not exactly accessible until you speak to the gladiator, which the runners don't want to be doing until they're finishing Rock Village. Okay, so now we're going to see the button clip again. You'll see the crouch being done here. There's a visual and an audio cue, and when that happens, you basically do a crouch jump, spin, and move forward to get to the power cell.
Reese gets it.
Yeah, there is a chance you still land on the platform the other side of the invisible wall, but then you just take another jump down. Yeah, Reese leaving LPC on a 49.59. Currently 30 seconds ahead of PB.
Nice. It's the last orb event. Nice. Could be tricky with the limited blue eco. Oh, Reese goes for an older fish skip. I didn't know he does that. Oh no! Messes up getting onto the pontoon though, so he takes the death and he has to. Dang, that really sucks.
He has to take a long way around as well because he can't go anywhere near the sage's hut without triggering the cutscene, right?
Yeah, even if that wasn't the case, it's still a long way. It's at least 30, probably 40 seconds. And he had the hard part too. He just messed up getting onto the pontoon. Got stuck underneath the edge of it. That's sad.
You hate to see it. I do like seeing the amount of platforms you can actually stand on, but definitely not intended to be stood on. But we'll see Mike on an unskippable ambush section. And finishing that up quite nicely, getting the blue eco to just take an insta jump back onto the main path.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they placed the power cell in a reachable spot so we just skip the ambush, but alas.
Alas, speedrunners actually having to fight.
1 minute ambush section. Unskippable is cool too. Maybe kill like 30 some enemies.
The thing is, one day you guys will work out how to skip it. There must be a way.
I think the cell just doesn't spawn until like you kill the last guy. He's Oh wow. Okay, yeah, Reese got like some weird open goal high jump in the roll jump. I thought I was looking at Mike for a second, which is why I was so surprised.
Howdy, friends. Enjoying my beautiful
So what does a high jump do? Is that a bad thing, good thing?
Well, normally it's a roll jump into a high jump, but for some reason in open goal it sometimes skips the roll jump. It just goes roll into high jump. Like it just skips the jump,
What's
the
a
roll jump.
bathtub?
Okay.
Anyway, I got bigger problems now.
It's like a lag
Seen
thing.
some nasty lurker varmints a grousing about, snatching everything they can get their grubby little paws on, and scaring away my pet hip hog, Farley.
Oh,
He's been missing for nigh on to a
I'm
coon
gonna
age.
go grab it.
I've been putting out his favorite snack.
I didn't hear a word of that, but okay.
Swamp rats keep
Yeah,
stealing
I'm
them.
grabbing a drink real quick.
Okay.
I just know Farley will smell them vitals and come back. Will you help me out?
What's a bathtub?
Those rats will be back any time. Shoot all them
This guy
rats
is like
and keep them from eating at least one of them snacks.
me in my university years. Because I also didn't know what a bathtub was. Because we only had showers. Get him! Okay, by crouching on that boulder instead of having to shoot it, you could just use that jump pad, no issues whatsoever. Which is very convenient. Another slight oversight from the developers.
Let's see if Mike fails rats. Surely not, because
Rats are the easiest.
obviously speedrunners don't fail anything.
Yeah.
In the video game.
It's obviously the easiest and least RNG part of this game.
Well, fry my hide. Boggy is great.
I was explaining to chat how I feel like Boggy Billy is me in my university years. I too did not know what a bathtub was. Because we only had showers.
Oh yeah, I mean, public bath or like public bath.
Don't even when I was living in Africa, my shower was a bottle of brown water that was boiled before I washed with it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Real speedrunners have a sub 131.
Yeah, no real speedrunners in the Jack community, unfortunately. I didn't even read who said that.
Prince Vortex.
Yeah, I think he might have speedrun this game at one point. Probably sucked at it too.
Oh man, I hear that he doesn't even have a sub 135 in 100%. So
you know what? He doesn't.
no,
I
I hear he's only got a 136 and only just managed to clutch that out.
And he denies it instantly. It's great.
Right, it's time for the claw. The claw.
Don't worry, one day Vortex comes back to Jack 1, he just sweeps the entire board. Everyone's waiting for it.
Joe, someone that doesn't speedrun the game, I really shouldn't be talking smack about another speedrunner, shouldn't I?
No. You're definitely okay if you just talk smack about Prince Vortex.
Oh, okay then.
Him and G3 are the top ones to got. Yeah, I think Mike had a really good bogey too. I'm not looking at his scores, but I don't think he lost any time.
Mike lost 7 seconds in total coming out of bogey swamp. He split as he he did boulder skip. So I don't know if it was a late split or.
It's usually when he hits the cut snap boulder skip. Or something.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he lost about 70 seconds.
Not too bad.
Well, from my hide, you sure know how to shoot. You weren't expecting that, were you?
I expect everything.
Oh. Yeah, apparently the biggest insult you just gave to Prince Vortex was comparing them to G3.
They're basically the same.
Oh!
They both claim they're good at the game, even though they're washed and they don't play at all.
Oh, wonderful. You brought me the precursor.
Right, Mikell's going to be finishing up Rock Village now.
I'll fix the bridge. But don't ask me to get involved with that creature again.
Vortex, was that match against you where G3 like missed 100 pause buffers or something? Probably not, but there's a chance.
Oh, great moves, kid. I knew that time record would fall. Now here's your power cell, and I can go collect my big payoff. Whoa, yeah! These orbs will help me win my way back out of this barrel.
Yeah, every match.
I promise.
True.
Alright, now Reese is going to be making their way to Claw now. And let's see if he can have any time saved to try and claw his way back. I'm sorry, I hate myself for that one.
Mike? I think you could technically PB still. I want to see the 132 at least. Come on, Mike, entertain us. Either that or lose 8 minutes so that it's like a very close game.
So, looking at how it is at the moment, Reese is currently, after breaking the last tether, which is where they split on for Boggy Swamp, 1.2 seconds behind.
Wow. Yeah, he definitely would be like minus 40 if he didn't miss fish skip, but at least he's staying close.
Yeah. now we're going to... Now, does Mike go on the zoomer for the other power cell here, or does it go back on foot, do you know?
Nah, he goes on foot. If you do on the zoomer, you would do it in the race.
Ah, okay.
Otherwise, it doesn't save too much time.
Ah, that explains it's a boosted jump over that gap. That's the one gap I tried to do boosted jumps over when I was doing my playthrough the other day. I was like, I'll try this boosted jump shenanigan stuff. Couldn't do it. Gave up. Just went back for this at the end. Being Mike, 18.6 now behind instead of 19.3. Little bit of time save.
See if his hub 3 practice comes into. Helps him out.
Do like Volcanic Crater.
No, it's possibly the worst part of the run.
I meant just from a aesthetic point of view.
No, I don't like anything about this level. Who thought to live inside of a volcano? It's definitely not hospitable.
Clearly, you have never been on the side of supervillains, ever.
It's one of the good guys that lives here. This is our buddy we saved.
Well, there we go. Being ultra good guy, but not allowing a villain to live.
Yep. It's not like... Yeah, I'll just... not talk more about Volcanic Crater.
No? However, Volcanic Crater does lead to Spider Cave, which is probably one of the more fun stages.
The split Mike is on is probably one of the hardest in the whole run. Just to get the crater movements hard. You got a bunch of cycles. Getting good shots on these non-lurkers is hard. You got some randomness to them. But Mike is doing pretty well so far. I want to see how much he saves. Nice.
That was really quick, actually.
We'll see if he risks this. Yeah, he plays it safe. Good.
Okay, so normally what you would see if you were a casual playthrough is you'd roll jump over there, and then you dive down. What Mike just did there was shoot off to be able to then destroy one of the Dark Eco crystals. Which
yeah, it's
the lore
time save.
Yeah, it's a lot of time save. The lore for this is basically you want to destroy the Dark Eco crystals so Goal and Maya are unable to then utilize them for their nefarious plan.
No, we just want the money. We're only in it for selfish desires, to be honest.
Ah,
we only
I see.
need 72. We only need 72 of them. We don't need all 101.
In answer to the question, went from 18.6 behind to just 6.7 behind.
Nice, 12 seconds. It's good. Reese just finishing up 2.
Yep, so we'll see an intentional death here from Mike. The death is basically puts you on the other side of this bridge, and it's just a little bit quicker. It's not that much of a time save. I think it's like 3 seconds.
Yeah, he does some camera manip. He'll like turn the camera 180 and he'll barely hit the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
It can be tricky if you haven't practiced it.
Yeah, it looks like Reese managed to get the Sage skip as well.
Did he?
No, wait.
I think he failed it because he.
Oh
like,
wait, yeah.
He was
Sorry.
back in that, so he loaded. He loaded it so he wouldn't have to watch the cutscene. Looks like he got it there. Yeah.
My apologies. I just saw a load and assumed it was done right.
Yep, that's just the backup. Second try is not the worst.
So we're 3/4 of the, just under 3/4. Yeah, no, we're 3/4 of the way towards being finished here from Mike. Just 26 power cells left to go. Oh, now this is a very annoying part because, and those who don't know, the yellow eco shoots, it kind of homes in on the closest entity. So you want to break both the boxes where that spider's nest is, but if you're not careful, you're just going to constantly shoot into the spiders themselves.
Yeah, there's only like 40 spiders for yellow eco to also lock on.
Yeah, you know, not that many, but.
Yeah, luckily it's consistent if you have clean roll jumps, in a good path. Mike definitely had one of the better spider caves you could ask for though. Oh, he gets the worst cycle quad jump there. That's unlucky. Might have lost time because of that.
Tell you this, if one of that missed cycle, probably would have been back on PB pace. Because that was a good 5 seconds of waiting there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so would have been just about a second behind PB. Now nearly 10 seconds behind. Reese a bit more unfortunate in the spider cave to begin with. Had some issues early on. Is having similar sort of issues now. Just even with the cycle on those platforms. Right, we'll see here Mike getting the power cell you get from the end of the Flut course. Again, another one of those you can just kind of jump down into. Now, it's not the easiest jump to get down into. In fact, it's actually quite a difficult jump.
Yeah, it can be tricky. There's a few different ways to do it. So there's always other strats to try out to do which one you like best.
Yeah, but then we'll now see Mike go through the Flut course just to grab the precursor orbs. We'll then take an intentional death, respawn, and then Asloff can explain how Flut then makes an appearance for the rest of the rest of this level when they shouldn't.
Yeah, die, and then so he gets back to the start. But he'll take Flut. He'll jump around the invisible wall by ground pounding up to the wall to the side, and then now he can take wherever in Snowy, and it's just gonna be much faster to do so.
As a question, when you are trying to get Flut over that barrier, are you jumping and holding upright, or are you just jumping and holding forwards, or?
So you wanna hold straight into the wall. You jump high, and then you ground pound into the wall, and then as long as you're mashing X during the ground pound to jump as quickly as possible, you will have enough height to go around the wall. You just have to practice going around and then like backwards in bounds or without falling out of bounds.
Okay.
Once you know that, though, it's pretty easy to get down.
Awesome. Thanks. I was just, asking for a friend.
Yeah, anytime.
But yeah, if you see how the movement was for Mike at the beginning of Snowy Mountain. Again, wrong game. As comparison to now, you'll see it's just so much faster.
Yeah, he's got some great Flut movement too. Small little hiccup though. He's got health to spare though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Reese has been having a real bad time in Spider Cave as this has been going on, though. Is currently nearly a minute behind. Lost an entire minute here in Spider Cave.
Yeah, unfortunate. The route doesn't get any easier as you go along.
Yeah, missing one of the crates with the yellow eco. So it's going to take a death to put back at the beginning. Going to go grab that yellow eco and then go back to the... Fortunately, it was the first one that was missed and not the second one. So arguably not as bad. I think if I was going to miss either one, I'd rather miss the first one than the second. There we go.
Yep, that's not too much time loss.
Just unfortunately, it's time loss where time loss really could not be doing with. That was a sentence.
No, I give you.
And a pretty clean Snowy Mountain. Only lost a few seconds off of their PB.
Yeah, I think with a really good Citadel, he could pull back. because the thing about Citadel is there's so many cycles that the difference between a good Citadel with really good cycles and then like a bad Citadel is quite a lot. So usually there's always going to be time save in Citadels.
What Birdbrain here is trying to
How
say
much
is
time exactly is he off of PB?
13.4 seconds.
willing to part with them for 90 orbs each.
Where have I heard that?
Yeah, it might be
Whereas-
tough. I think he golded Citadel technically in his PB, but he has beaten it when he practiced by like 10 seconds.
We got 12 more years.
Whereas Reese is currently 1 minute 15 coming out of Spider Cave behind PB.
Wouldn't it take less time if you
Yeah, unlucky.
Yes, to put it in perspective, if we go based off of like the PB times, there's a 10-minute difference at the moment between the two runners.
Here's a power cell for those orbs of yours.
Yeah, Mike's just been playing really well. Reese,
been a
Reese
gamer.
hasn't had the best
The thing-
of his best runs.
The thing is, Reese was having a really good run, like not necessarily in a race format, but a good PB pace run, pretty much all the way.
Until he
into
missed fish skip, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
well, even going
yeah,
into Spider Cave, because we're still
Yeah, he was above
ahead.
PB pace.
Yeah, coming out of Mountain Pass, we're still ahead of PB.
I wonder if Mike took a damage to get on 1 health here.
And why would you take damage to be on 1 health here?
Just because he'll have to get off Flut by either dying or loading, and that's if you are on 1 HP, it will save you like 2 seconds over loading to die, but that requires you to take some time out of Snowy by taking damage. But he already took 1 by mistake earlier.
He's taking a death on the jump, but gets it on the second time to skip the Flut course.
Seek the pure light, for within its flame, the answers reside. You can gain my power cells by bringing 120 precursor orbs for each. You have obtained another power cell. For your effort, a power cell is the reward.
Oh, just unfortunate there from Reese not being able to trigger the lurker. Again, not much, but it's just again that little bit of time loss that you really don't want to have to deal with.
Yeah, those shield lookers can be tricky. Gotta walk a thin line sometimes.
Alright! With these additional power cells, I should be able to supply the heat shield with enough power to stand up to this lava. But the shield still has a limit. It will now withstand temperatures up to 800 degrees, but no more. So keep an eye on your gauge. I don't want to think about what those temperatures would do to your zoomer if the shield gives out.
Yeah, the heat.
What? The zoomer? Hey, what about us?
Don't you think we could look for a safer route to Gull Citadel?
Look, I've released more cooling balloons into the tube, so you can use them to keep the temperature down. And don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Yellow Sage's lab. We're counting on you.
Alright, onto Lava Tube for Mike whilst Reese is in the fortress.
Yeah. Mike's gotta play it really clean in every single section if he wants to bring a PB back. It's like Lava Tube is gonna matter even. He's dodging a couple balloons. I hope this doesn't punish him. Yeah, he's gonna grab that one. Oh no.
There's that 4 seconds difference between the gold and the PB.
Yep. It's unfortunate. And he's beeping. Yeah, Mike's just fighting to stay alive.
Well, on the bright side, once you get into this bit, your heat doesn't really go up, and if you can sort your jumps out, you'll save quite a lot of temperature in that place. Space.
Yeah, I'm thinking more about the time loss though. He's
Hmm.
definitely gonna lose time when he should be saving it, and then he won't have enough time saving Citadel. Although the God Citadel might save him if he plays and gets RNG, gets good RNG and plays really well.
I mean, the thing is as well, Mike could also, if Mike's watching the stream as well, might see the differences and might go for some of the riskier strats in Citadel.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go for the risky strats just because, maybe pull out a PB.
Oh, Reese is just having a hard time with this flap movement at the moment. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, this is some of the harder movement.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 seconds behind PB for Mike. And has 10 seconds of time save in their Citadel.
I believe he can gold by another 10. He's got to get the God Citadel. There's about 5 cycles standing in his way. A lot of hard movement. That's not a good start.
Oh! He went to just go try take the death by just grabbing the orb itself, I think. There it is.
Yeah. It's one mistake.
Yeah, but overall, Reese saved a second in Snowy Mountain. And I was worried that they just overshot that, but luckily they hadn't. So for those wondering what that was Gondola Skip. Allowed you to skip that entire cutscene of going back down the mountain by going through the death plane and landing right where Gordy and Willard are. But you can undershoot it and you can overshoot it. Overshooting is death and undershooting is... Well, it just puts you outside the cave, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you can't really enter the cave because it crashes the game.
Alright already. Here's a power cell. But that guy is so upset about being given money.
Yeah, he's like,
like,
here's my price. Fine.
Fine, you paid my price. How dare you?
He's so cranky for no reason. Like,
Oh,
he
he's
doesn't even...
hot-headed.
Yeah, he doesn't even... Yeah, for no reason, though. He doesn't even do the work. He gets mad, he has to boss this guy around.
It's definitely a pinky in the brain situation. Okay, other than that early slip up though from Mike, it's actually quite a clean Citadel.
Yeah, let's see what his last cycle's like. His last cycle's like the worst in the whole game, pretty much.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, classic. Citadel likes to never give you a good cycle here.
I think if it wasn't for that second death, you know, going for that singular orb, that might have made a big difference. Because that would have changed the entire cycle of the.
Yeah.
But we should. There's the two. We'll see the 2000 out of 2000. We should then see 101 power cells. Yep, a confirmed 100% run. I'm 38 seconds behind PB.
Oh, he can still pull out a 133, which is very respectable for a race.
Oh, absolutely.
Not giving Reese too much of a chance, unfortunate for Reese.
Yeah, Reese would have had to have like a 7-minute PB to even have a chance to win the race, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like Mike is playing better and better with every race, which isn't scary at all.
No? Not worried in the
No.
slightest.
Oh no, yeah. Not him being on PB pace until like the last level.
I mean, you know, he is due a PB. It has been about 9 months.
Yeah, it could happen any day. It's 2 1-frames. Yeah, that's the PB without that rough LPC.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the LPC, and if it wasn't for the unfortunate second death in Citadel messing with the cycle.
They must not be allowed to get it! White Eagle! That could be the stuff to change me back!
Just wow.
Might stop that
133. And now we'll see how Reese will be getting on with Citadel once they finish up with Lava Tube.
choices. Okay, fine. We'll save the world. But do it quickly before I change my mind!
Has the spawn at completely the opposite side of the map.
Ah, very nice though. Good run from Mike.
Yep, a 133.37 from Mike. Reese gets the cutscene skip.
Interesting, Reese does pause buffer here and not HUD buffers for these Sage cells.
Mm-hmm. Is that the normal way? You said interesting to see it.
Normally people do HUD buffers because they're
But Daxter, now
you don't have to risk missing a pause buffer, but they're technically slightly risky if you aren't really comfortable with the timing.
Small packages.
Jack, you have an incredible talent for channeling eco. Samos, you may have been right about this one after all.
And Kira, without your help and ingenuity, none of this would have been possible. Perhaps we've found another sage, now that Gaul and Maya are lost.
Yes, Gaul and Maya.
Mike, you want to talk?
The Dark Eco probably
Exactly.
destroyed them. Probably.
Ah, who cares? Bring 'em on! We can take 'em again, right, Jack? I said, right, Jack? Wow! Put it on ice, big guy!
Well, big guy, put it on ice. Okay, I'm just really excited to see what kind of time we're going to see from Reese here to finish things up.
I almost think he can PB still.
Well, so on the red Sage split, there is like nearly 30 seconds of time save just on that one section of Citadel. I'm just having unfortunate cycles on these platforms. I'm holding out for the PB.
Yeah, I might have overestimated how long it takes to finish Citadel from there.
Ah. Not bad though.
I think if he plays it right, he could get a 142 though, which would only be a minute-ish off his PB.
Bad cycle.
Yeah, it's Citadel's motto.
Yeah, currently 40 seconds behind. Oh, what was that?
It's a cool backwards boosted.
No!
Uh-oh.
Oh! I was like, it's saved, it's saved. Nope, it's not saved. Okay, now I think unless there's, I think a 142 is what we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, not a bad race though.
Oh, definitely not.
Considering both of them are going to be within a minute of their PBs. It was close to being a double PB race, but alas, it was neither.
See, I'm just in silence here just whilst we wait, because there's not much really we can talk about in regards to techniques or strategies in this final fight. It is very, very simple. Pew, pew, shoot, shoot, then jump.
Yeah, the 1 frames, which save a couple seconds, and then the last one saves like 4 or 5.
Now, if you could explain what 1 frames are, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so you got 1 frame, pretty much the first frame where Jack leaves the ground on the jump pad to hit spin. If you hit spin there, it cuts his jump short, and at the same time starts the next phase of the boss fight early, which is where the time save comes in.
Oh, okay.
The risk with them is, though, that you have to wait a little bit longer to jump, because normally the earliest you can jump is a little bit quicker, but if you do the 1 frame, since it cuts the height, you want to delay your jump. So you really want to know the exact time to jump to minimize the waiting and basically maximize your time save.
Okay.
Although, if you do get the timings down really well on the second and the third 1 frame, if you go for them and miss them, you get like a quick shot on the next boss phase, which equals out the time loss you would have gotten from delaying your jump.
Uh-huh.
But even if you miss the last 2 1 frames, if you jumped at the right time, you wouldn't really lose time versus not going for them, so they're almost always worth going for, the timing. GG's though.
Yeah, no, definitely well done. To be 59.5 seconds behind PB in a race, pretty epic.
Yeah, solid times. Both within a minute of their PB. Both on PB paces still quite late into the run.
Cool. And if either runner would like to have a post-game interview, now is the time to undeaf and unmute.
But Daxter, now we can't change you back.
Don't worry about me,
Now
baby.
it's the time. Mike, how we doing?
Hello.
Yo.
That was an okay run. That was not bad.
Yeah, honestly, you only had a couple like bad levels. LPC and Citadel were the worst.
Yeah, and Snowy wasn't too hot either.
That's because it's snowy.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a bad joke. Sorry.
No, it's true. Probably the best part of the run was Basin.
Yeah, Basin definitely went really smooth.
Yeah.
And then RBSP, or Reese, as I've learned that you're called. How
Yeah.
are you feeling?
Yeah, okay, that went about as well as I think I could have hoped for. Obviously, with Moke on the kind of pace he was, I didn't really. It was just PB or not, and didn't quite scrape it, so it is what it is.
And I think obviously once you hit Spider Cave, that's where it all started falling apart for you. Because I think you were still on PB pace until the Spider Cave.
Yeah, it was like third try, red stage, which was the killer really. But that leaked into my.
But you just understand, it is 2 o'clock in the morning for you. So.
Yeah.
You know, don't worry, I'm feeling your pain right now. So. But no, you still played really well. And to be a minute behind your PB in a race format, as we were saying before, obviously you've unmuted. Very well played. You should be very proud of that run. Obviously, it just goes to show that with that Spider Cave little bit of a meltdown, there is a PB around the corner.
Yeah, soon. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
It was cool to see both of you were pretty much on PB pace into Hub 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty much it. We thought, because obviously for both of you to run on PB pace, obviously Reese, you would have had to have been running like 9 minutes ahead of PB if you're both on PB pace. That's the only way it would have been like a closer match. But yeah, it was just amazing to see like how in sync or how clean your movements were, and then obviously it just pointed out those points where which we've already spoken about, where it went badly. Just it's a shame they have such a big difference, especially when you're looking at PB paces like you are. So, but it's not the last time we're going to see either of you. Obviously, you're both still in the tournament. Mike, you will be facing off against Zombie. How are you going to be feeling about that?
I actually don't know what his PB is, but I feel like it would. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. And Reese, you're going to be playing against Nintendo. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it should be pretty fun. I don't think I've raced Bin before, so it'll be something a bit different.
Awesome. So it's good to see you both seem to be pretty excited about it. Azov, do you have any questions for the runners?
No, I think I've said everything I need to.
Awesome. Runners, do you have anything you want to say to the people watching?
Speedrun Jack and Daxter. Specifically 100%.
Hundo, yeah.
Or all orbs.
True. Actually, the best categories.
Yeah.
What about you, Reese? Any last words?
No, I'd say that pretty much sums it up.
Pretty much sums it up. All right then. Well, I believe that was the last race on the bracket for this evening. We're going to be a bit all over the place, so keep your eyes out on when we go live. We will be at ESA, or Cool Cat Gang will be at ESA over this next half things going on. So there'll be a lot of interesting, fun things going on. More Jack races and more Mario will be included in that as well. So make sure you're following the Cool Cat Gang channel if you're not doing so already. You can also find out about all the upcoming stuff in our Discord or on our Twitter page, the links of which are in the chat as well. Make sure you're following the runners. Both these runners stream. They stream Jack and Daxter, would you believe? I believe they do other stuff as well. Do you guys do other stuff?
Not really, I don't.
Alright, they stream Jack and Daxter. You can follow the comms where, yeah, we stream as well. One of us plays Jack and Daxter, and then I don't. But yeah, follow all of the channels, show your support to all the people that are involved in making this possible. Good night, everybody. Azov, if you've got no final words, I'll sign us out.
I've got nothing.
All right, thank you very much for joining the Cool Cat Gang. Make sure to keep an eye out for the Go Live notifications and on the Twitter. Take it easy, guys.